In the following sessions, we'll be looking into the Ionic and more into the actual mobile development, as before we were doing the PWA, which is more towards the web with a progressive web app, but we're going to be looking into the mobile version of this. I'm right now on the ionicframework.com and just getting started, where we can see, so we're actually just going to start a new project because we need to install something we actually said no to last time, which is the Cordova part of it. So in the new project, in the new Ionic framework, we're going to be using the Cordova in this case. Before we get there, I just want to show you, if you need inspirations for themes, for how you would style your app and so on, there's also places like this called market.ionicframework, and you can go for themes or starter themes. It's really up to you. But in here you can see people are uploading their themes. Some are free, some cost money. So if you want to go for like parallax profile here, that one is free. So that's something you can download for free and get like a starter version of it. You can just go down here, click it, and if you want to use parallax like it's shown on the map here, then you have a starter project by just following the steps in here on what to do. But that's just a random one I clicked, of course. But this is a good place if you need inspiration or if you need a template to work from as well. Other than that, let's go back to this. We are going to start a new app, and I'm gonna create one with the side menu here, because what I wanna get done for today is I want to be able to I'm gonna refresh so this screen actually fades in so you can actually see. So I want to get some keyframes into Ionic through our CSS. I want to have a kind of a animation for the button here. I want to create a sub page where it links to the front page, where it links to a sub page, where it have different transitions. So right now this transition goes like this, and this one on here comes in from the side and so on. So we're going to be looking into how we can do all these things. So mainly again about the front end of it. So the design is our focus in these the first couple of videos here. Now, if you would open your web store and have your terminal ready, so we can start downloading a new Ionic app. So if you recall, or if you just look out here, you can just say Ionic start, the name of your app, and then side menu. That's the one I'm going to use. So Ionic start, let's go check. Ionic start, yes sir, yes sir. And the name of our app, let's just call it Ionic, in my case, Mop, that's fine. And I want to use the side menu. We've done this quite a few times, probably. But in this new case, we're going to say yes to the Cordova, whereas before we said no, because we didn't want it, because we were creating something for the web, not for phones. Since we're creating something for phones, we're going to create yes, and it's going to install the integration for that part. Now, Cordova is the thing that converts all our code, all our JavaScript, TypeScript, everything into the native language of the phone. So for Android, that would be Java, well, not JavaScript. And for iPhones, I want to say Swift, I hope. But one of those languages which is being built on, they will convert it for us, so we don't have to do that. So we don't need to know extra languages and mobile phones for Windows and so on. Last part, no, I don't want to connect to the that one. So if we go here, we can now go into our new Ionic Mop here, and we can do a serve as well. Now we've been doing this most of the time just with the Ionic serve. We can actually add a little bit more called lab. Oh, 2 dashes and lab at the end. I'll just do a clear so we can more easily see it here. So Ionic serve space dash dash lab, and that should boot up I'm guessing it's short for laboratory, a view that's more specific towards mobile development. Now this is not needed, this is just an extra thing you can do. If you just want to use the other one, that's fine. But in here we have a little bit more, we also have our reference, our components over here if you want to, but this is probably a little bit better to show if you only want to see the part for a iOS. In this case, we can actually have one by another, so we can also show Android at the same time. Just wait for it to load, and for some reason it just broke, but that's okay. But we can use this Android and iPhones next to each other all the time. So once we do something, it's just the same as the other one. This is just inside this one called lab. All right, that's the first thing we want to do. And the other thing we're also going to do is we're probably going to wait for that for class. But before we get to class, I'm just going to open up a file here so I can type something. I'm just opening up total random file. So this, don't worry what it states here, and don't do this in your. But what we're going to be using also to start testing on an actual device is something called Ionic Dev App, and this is, yes, I spelled it right. This you can find on both Google Play and the App Store. So install that application on your phone for school, so we can start using it in school and actually see how our app looks on our own phone instead. Cool, see you in the next video.